Hello. This video is what I think about multitasking. And notice I'm multitasking right now. I'm stretching and I'm talking at the same time. I think that's really cool. I just came up with the idea of it today. The way I'm doing that is I have two stopwatches. This one's timing how long the video is, because I can't see on the screen unless I actually flip it over. So I know to cut it off at 10 minutes. And this one tells me how long to keep my stretches for, because I keep my stretches on my stretch routines for 1.5 minutes. So I guess you could say I'm multitasking. I'm giving my lesson of the day, and I am stretching at the same time. Maybe I'm not just doing two things, but like even more than that, because I'm, I guess, giving multiple lessons. But anyways, so multitasking. I think from now on, I guess I'm flexing too, so that's even another thing I'm doing. Okay, so from now on, I'm gonna do all of my talking videos while I'm stretching, because you don't need to have that much concentration to stretch. All you need to do is lean your weight into it a little bit, and your muscles will lengthen out, and that's it. And you can keep your concentration just fine. So yeah, now that thing just tells me to go into my next pose, and but I can maintain my my concentration. So I think that's a good way to multitask. That'd be cool if everybody was stretching while they're doing their talking, because I like to stretch like a half hour a day, because well, stretching is really good for you. It increases blood flow, makes your muscles stronger. Well, I shouldn't even have to explain that. And I guess it also is good for your brain to do it like that, because it is a little bit harder to talk while you're stretching, but it's still doable. So so the best way, I think, to multitask. Now this video is not just about multitasking, but also the best way to get education these days. And it's by multitasking. I think the best way to get information these days is by listening to it, because now the technology is such that it's so easy to download information off the internet through downloading it, buying audiobooks, and then downloading off YouTube, which is my favorite way. I think the best way to get whatever you want. You can download what people have read. There's people who are reading stuff out of books. And then you have the program that people are downloading on websites, certain websites, like there's this one where I got raw channeling, and then a couple of the Apocrypha books are on there. And one of these guys got him on there by getting this program called Natural Reader, I think, which is $50, which I bought today. That can read a book on the internet. I actually talked about this the other day, how I want to do it with all the Bibles, because I have the Bible on the website. But I think you I haven't done it yet, but I think you just push a button and then it reads it, and it sounds really good. I mean, it sounds perfect. And you can even adjust how fast it reads. So you can get through a book really quick. You can get through a whole book in like a day. And sure, you're not going to retain all of it, but it's like music to my ears. And one of these guys, I think it's Risa 6 or something, has ones where he includes music, so it is kind of music. And I actually had a talk, I said something about the future of music. So anyways, where music will be educational. So, yeah, like I like to go to the gym and listen to, sometimes I listen to music, but I like to go to the gym and listen to this stuff. You can do it while you're running, although I haven't gotten the habit of that yet, because it's easier to listen to music that gets you pumped up. But also in jobs, a lot of people kind of are like, oh, I'm in this boring job. But if you listened to stuff at your job would be an educational experience. I was washing windows last year. I mentioned this before in other videos, but I would listen to like stuff that I got off of Coast to Coast, and I was just looking forward to my job, because I was like triple tasking my job, because I was getting exercise I was getting education and I was making money all at the same time. So, and there's lots of jobs. I've mentioned this in a book video, but there's lots of jobs that you can listen to stuff at the same time, like any kind of concierge, any kind of labor job. Most jobs you can do that. Jobs that involve a lot of traveling, truckers. So I think these kinds of jobs, maybe, and so you could do that instead of like when you put yourself through work, you could literally do it like that. I mean through school. And maybe you won't have to go to school. You can just get an online degree and all the books they send you to do, you just transfer them with Easy Reader, I think it's called, onto your into MP3 and listen to the MP3. And I think that's a better way to learn. I think it's actually going to supplant reading because you can do it all the time. And when you're reading, you have to only do that. And like some people might go, oh yeah, but you won't pay attention. Well, I for one don't pay attention even when I read a lot of the time. Like I'll do the motions, I'll pass through the words, but I won't be understanding. I won't be paying attention to it a lot of the time. And I pay attention to it almost as well when I'm listening to this stuff. So I think as far as comparing reading and listening, as far as English teaching goes, here I'll do some flexing. Multitasking. Is like reading, and people in the past didn't really know how to do this. Like they get a book and they just read through the whole book slowly. But since there's so much information and there's so many different books competing with each other to read, that people are getting to the habit more and more to speed read, where you just zoom through it, you pick out what's important, and even the way people write, they have all the different highlights and all this stuff. You zoom in there and you just pick up the information specifically that you're looking for, like whether you want to review it because you already listened to it on the MP3 and you want to go through it and review certain facts. So it could be like a way to also to review facts and numbers and stuff like that really quickly. You can zoom to it. And you can zoom to that too on your MP3 if you look at it every time you hear something interesting, and then you can just zoom right up there. But you could do it even faster on the written stuff. So yeah, different people learn different ways. Maybe you're not an audio learner. And I'm both, but I think I am heavily audio learner. So yeah, it's amazing. I think we should definitely take advantage of that now that we have the technology. It's a mosquito in my room. First time I've seen that. Because audiobooks and MP3 takes a lot of gigabytes, and here I'll do my calves. And so it's always been, and also we didn't have this Easy Reader, so it's always been impossible. But now you can get, like, I saw on Radio Shack today a 16 gigabyte SIM card for $60. And those little SIM cards are tiny, so you can have a bunch of those, and that number is going to come down even more pretty soon. So it's basically not going to even be an issue. It still is an issue now, like with just 16 gigabytes, you only have a limited amount of books. But as people collect more and more, and SIM cards get cheaper, you can and more and more people get interested in it, you could have pen pals and be like, hey, I have this and this, you have this and this, okay, you send me this SIM card, I'll send you that SIM card, and then it all mushrooms. And pretty soon you've got thousands and thousands of audiobooks, of the best audiobooks, most contemporary ones, right on your little MP3 player that you have at all times. So somebody could be like, have you read that book? It's really good. And you'll be like, oh, well, let me see if it's on my SIM. Oh, look, it's on my SIM card. Okay. Well, go to 56 minutes into it. He's got something interesting to say. Okay, zoom, boom. Oh, wow. It's like instantaneous knowledge about everything. And that's, I think, how it's going to come about. So, multitasking, it kind of makes educational multitasking with listening to stuff makes, I guess, bad jobs obsolete, because then the job turns into an educational experience. Maybe it'll even make colleges obsolete, and colleges will have to change up their format, which is good, because colleges are not fun for a lot of people like me, and they end up making you more of an atheist than you would have been anyways. Okay, so that's 10 minutes, and that's my first video while I'm talking and stretching, and I'm just going to do this every time, about multitasking and the new education, which is audio.